Hey guys! Welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, my name is Alexis and I'm from the US.
And I'm Louis and I'm from Switzerland.
And together we make videos all about travel and living in Switzerland from our international perspective. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to click that subscribe button to stick around. So today, if you click this video, that means you are likely trying to prepare for what to do when it's raining. Maybe you're in Switzerland and it's already raining. So if you are in the Interlaken and Jungfrau Region and you travel in the fall specifically, but really any time of year, the weather changes quickly in the mountains.
So don't worry, there's lots of things to do in the Jungfrau region, of course in Switzerland as well, but we're going to focus on the Jungfrau region and Interlaken, and we'll go for our top 10 things to do when it's raining in the region.
So the first thing to do in the region when it's raining, and this is going to work great if you're based in Interlaken or really any of the villages nearby because it's quite accessible, is visiting the castles on Lake Thun. So Lake Thun is one of the lakes surrounding Interlaken. You can access these castles either via boat or by the bus 21. So really easy to get to. It takes about 20 minutes to get to either from Interlaken. And these are the Oberhofen Castle and the Toon Castle. Both are exquisite from the outside because they're overlooking the lake and really just gorgeous. But if it's raining, it's a great activity to do because there's so much history within the castles. I really enjoy visiting them. I particularly like the Oberhofen Castle. It's really unique inside because it was inhabited and renovated over the course of 8 centuries. So there's a lot you can learn within them. If you have the Berner Oberland Pass, you get discounts for both of these castles. And if you have the Swiss Travel Pass as well. So these are great things to consider when you're in the region. You can spend half a day visiting the 2 of these and exploring the areas. So it's the first thing on our list to do when it's raining in the region.
So the second thing we recommend is also on Lake Thun and on that side of Lake Thun, so you can take the bus 21 and get there, and these are the St. Beatus Caves. This was really kind of mind-blowing, these caves. It was 1 kilometer long. You had lots of different beautiful views and kind of paintings almost of these stalactites and stalagmites. That was really beautiful. You had the river inside. It was just incredible. So that I recommend also. It's nice because of course it's inside, you are in the cave. You can get there pretty easily from Interlaken, and then you'll be inside and you can spend an hour inside at least. And this was really something that I would recommend. Maybe if you want to do the St. Beatus Caves and then go to do the Oberhofen Castle, this is a good thing to do in a rainy day in Interlaken. So our third recommendation is also on that Lake Thun, and this is the cute little city of Toon. This is a city that has a lot of arcades, and so you can be walking in the city and still be sort of protected by the rain. You have some museums there. You have, of course, the castle of Toon, and this is for me a super cute little city of the region, and I always recommend seeing it. And I think when you discover a city, and this city in particular, you are less impacted by the rain. So this is our third tip, all on the Lake Thun.
Okay, so tip number 4 is actually getting out there on Lake Thun, but also Lake Brienz. And the good news is for Lake Thun specifically, the boats operate all year. So even if you're here in that middle week of November when everything else seems to be closed, there are boats sailing on Lake Thun. Lake Brienz has more of a typical schedule where it's an extended summer season, so nothing in the autumn and the winter. But either way, you have a beautiful lake to see regardless of the time of year. The reason I recommend this is I actually just sailed on Lake Thun myself in October, and I thought it was so beautiful on a rainy kind of misty day. I'll put footage here. There was low clouds hovering right over the lake, and it felt almost like you were in Lord of the Rings. It was very unique lake experience, and I thought it was still a great way to spend a day. These aren't totally outdoor boats. A lot of the insides of them are shielded.
Yeah, so you're protected.
Exactly. So you're not going to be standing in the rain kind of wet and cold. But you can see outside on the beautiful lake, and you can have meals on these boats. Something really special is on these lakes and many lakes in Switzerland, there operates these 1920s, 1930s Belle Epoque style boats. So they have a really cool steamboat mechanism that's actually, 100 years old at this point, and you can see how that's operating from the inside. So it's very cool to see both interior and exterior on these boats. So if you have the Berner Oberland Regional Pass, these boats are covered. If you have the Swiss Travel Pass, these boats are covered. Top of Europe Pass, they are not. But either way, I think it is a really nice way to spend an afternoon or a morning when you are in the region and it's raining and you're not totally sure what to do. And it's also a way that it can get you to different places. So the places we just mentioned, the castles, the
Same
cave.
as, yeah, and
Exactly.
Toon also, yeah.
You can get to them via the boat. So it's a nice add-on to your kind of rainy day itinerary.
So on the other lake, so Lake Brienz, there are also lots of things to see, and in Brienz, that is super easy to access actually by train. It's 20 minutes from Interlaken. You have a very nice wood carving museum that is pretty cool to see. This is kind of the Swiss capital of the wood carving, so this is something fun to do. So this is our fifth advice, to go to Brienz also because it's cute and you have that wood carving museum. And our sixth advice is that from Brienz you can take a bus to the Traufer Museum, and we had a blast actually there. This was a really fun museum that was about wood carving actually. These are these cows, but they carve lots of different things and you learn about the whole process, and this was a lot of fun and not too far from Brienz, and you can take kids also, just all the kids there.
Great museum. Yes. Our daughter, who's 6 months old at the time we took her, kind of just was excited to look around. But if you have older kids, they have workshops where you can paint the carved cows with the instructors, so it was very, very cute and interactive. I would love to go back with her in a few years.
And just next to actually the Traufer Experience Museum, you have Balenberg, which is a Swiss open-air museum where you have lots of chalets, buildings, houses about all of Switzerland. So they imported all these different buildings from Switzerland and put it in there. So you can learn a lot about Switzerland in one place. You have to go from one building to another, of course, outside, but then you have a lot inside. So this is also something fun to do. If you have an umbrella, I think it's fine to go from one to another. Learned a lot, and it was fun to see houses from the Grison, from Geneva, from Bern, etc. So this is just next to Traufer, and another fun thing to do when it's raining.
It's a really, really large, expansive, historical, cultural site. So if you're interested in learning about Swiss culture, because a lot of you message us saying that you'd like to learn about Swiss culture and do more than seeing the mountains, this is a great place to go because you can learn a lot about Switzerland kind of from end to end. You can go inside of these houses, they have all different shops, and you can see how people live on farms and all different things. It's a really, really nice experience. I was pleasantly surprised. I've never been there before until recently. And it's right next to the Traufer World, and I really mean like right next to it. So if you have kids and you want to do both, you can see the cows, get everybody really excited, and then you could do something and learn a little bit more about culture. The cows are culture too, but they're really, you know, within a few hundred meters of each other. You can walk, they share a parking lot. So it's really a great way to spend half of a day. You can do 1, 2, knock out the 2 museums and learn quite a bit in the process. So our next tip is simply just enjoying a spa day. And you might be thinking at this point, but I'm staying in an Airbnb or my hotel doesn't have a spa. And I actually wouldn't have thought this myself, but as we've stayed in hotels in Switzerland, we've noticed that quite a few of them offer day passes to their spa facilities. So I'll put a list of some of them on the screen, but in Grindelwald, for example, the Belvedere Hotel has a really reasonable fee for their pool and spa facilities. And you know, on the other end of that, if you really want to have a luxurious experience in Interlaken, you can go to the Victoria Jungfrau and you can have a beautiful breakfast and the spa for the morning.
Yeah, meal and massage, I think.
Exactly. There's so many options, and it's really a nice way to treat yourself when it's raining. So don't worry if there's no spa in your hotel. If you want to use the facilities for a day, many of them in the region offer day passes. You can Google the hotels that are around you and check it out. But it's something I wanted to point out because I know if you're staying in an Airbnb, you may feel like you don't have access to this, but you do if you'd like to go for a day when the weather's particularly bad and you just want to enjoy getting pampered for a bit.
So our next 2 advice is 2 things that you'll do indoor and about food, and the 2 food things of Switzerland, so cheese and chocolate. So about the chocolate, in Interlaken you have a place that's called Funky Chocolate, and you have lots of workshops. I think you have like 4 or 5 a day, and you're going to make chocolate, eat as much chocolate as you can or want. And so this is a fun activity, especially if you're in Switzerland. You might want to you've eaten a lot of chocolate, but actually the process of making it yourself is a fun activity. So this is one thing that we would recommend. And the second advice is about cheese making. This is more in the sort of spring, summer, and a little bit of the fall. In the villages of Wengen and Müren, you have on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you have 2 cheese making activities. This starts pretty early in the morning. You can learn about all that cheese making. This is inside, you learn a lot. And this could be a fun also way to see some more locals and to really understand the process of cheese in the region of Interlaken. So we'll link these 2 different experiences that you can do.
Okay, our 10th tip, and this is the one that's the furthest away from the region, but it's still very close because Switzerland is very small.
And also because you have a direct train from Interlaken that
Yes.
takes about 50 minutes to an hour.
Exactly. So in 50 minutes, you can be in Bern, the capital city of Switzerland. You're in the canton of Bern for all of Interlaken, and now you're headed to the main city. Bern is really, really great. One, they have a lot of museums. They have the Paul Klee Museum, which we really like.
Yes.
They have an Einstein house, so that's where he lived for part of his life. We absolutely love the old town of Bern. It is UNESCO protected. It is so beautiful. They have a gorgeous clock tower and really just some of the most charming streets in all of Switzerland. I could talk about Bern indefinitely. In fact, we have a whole video on it if you'd like to watch. Bern, like Toon, has a lot of the covered walkways.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history in those as well, but it shields you from the rain. You can enjoy shopping and window shopping if you'd like, and just go down the street and not actually be outside in Bern. But I think, again, Bern is a really, really great place to be. I encourage you to watch that video if you're at all
It's
considering
super
it,
cute, yeah.
especially if you're here during the off season, if you're here in November and maybe you're struggling for things to do when it's raining. Bern is a really great place to go all year long. There's always something to do there. You can see the bears, you can go out to eat, you can go to the museum, learn about Switzerland and more Swiss culture.
Yeah, so I think Bern is great. It's also, if you have the Berner Oberland Pass, then it's actually covered the train to go to Bern from Interlaken. But yeah, I think I really like Bern, and it's something that you can do in a few hours. I think that's another good tip when it's raining.
I think all of this depends on your context. 50 minutes might feel like a lot of time. If you're used to commuting or something like that, 50 minutes might not feel like anything. So it's a really, really quick trip. I think you can certainly do it in a day. It looks like it's far away on the map, but again, you can get there super quickly.
Yeah.
Okay guys, that was it. And those are our 10 things to do when it is raining in the Interlaken and Jungfrau region. If you're watching this video, maybe you started it disappointed because you're checking the forecast and it looks like rain, but hopefully by the end of it, you realize that there's plenty of things to do in the area, even when the weather is not particularly cooperative. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please consider supporting us and buying us a virtual coffee at the link here. We'll be making plenty of more content this winter. Stay tuned for those Christmas markets, which will be coming to you soon. And as always, if there's anything particular you'd like to see, please let us know in the comments. We always read them. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
If you want to see more videos like this, please be sure